Today for lunch, thought I'd make some smothered beef. This is a chuck steak. I'm not going to add any oil to the pan. I'm going to just brown it just like that. So we'll brown each side for about 5 minutes. And I got about half of the onion here. I'm going to go ahead and slice it, then dice it. And I got my little stoneware microwavable dish. So we're going to take that and we're going to add a little bit of butter to it. Not a lot, maybe a teaspoon. And a little bit of water. Maybe a tablespoon. And we're going to pop it in the microwave for 5 minutes. Alright, we've been 5 minutes. We'll go ahead and turn the steak one time. Starting to get a little brown on it. I'm going to turn up my heat a little bit more. And we're going to brown this side for 5 minutes. We've been 5 minutes more. And that's what we look like currently. So now we'll go ahead and add everything else. This is just 1 can of original Rotel. Alright. I'm going to add a little bit of just some minced garlic. Not a lot, probably about that much. I'm going to go ahead and add our onions. Here's what they look like. So they're not all the way done, but they got a little start to them. And now we'll get this mixed up really good. We'll go ahead and add a little bit of seasoning. I am going to add a little garlic powder. And I'm going to just add a little bit of Cajun seasoning. And I'll check it for taste in a little while, see if I need to add any salt or anything else to it. And we just put this on a pretty low heat. I'm going to add a little bit of water. Maybe 1/4 cup. And we'll go ahead and cover it. And we'll just let this simmer on low. I'm thinking probably about 2 hours. I want the steak where you can cut it with a fork, basically. Steak has been cooking for about an hour now, and it's not quite tender yet. I mean, I want it when you do this, it just breaks apart. So probably another 30 minutes or so. Didn't add any seasoning yet, but it definitely needs a little salt. The Rotel already got a pretty good amount of heat to it. So we just add I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to it, and I'm gonna get that mixed up, taste it. I'm gonna add a little water to it. I haven't added any water yet to it. I'm gonna add a little bit more water to it, and just let it go for about another 30 minutes. I think also I'm gonna put a little bit of black pepper. Not a lot, just a few grinds of it. And that's it. So we've been simmering slowly for about an hour and 30 minutes. And I flipped it a few times. And it's pretty much where I want it now. You know, you can just pretty much take it. And I just twist it a few times. If it just comes apart like that, that's about where I want it. Now, I'm gonna have to do this next step, but we're gonna go ahead and thicken the sauce a little bit. So let me remove the steak. And I'll usually turn off the fire. And we'll remove the steak. I'm not going to take any grease out. I didn't add any grease to it when I was cooking. The steak had a little fat in it. I just find it adds a little flavor. And just pour in the cornstarch. And before you turn the fire back on, just kind of stir it all together. Now we'll turn on the fire. And we'll cook it about maybe 5 minutes. Just to kind of thicken it up a little bit. So we got a little basmati rice, and this is about half the steak. And then we'll put a little gravy on it. Like I said, you didn't have to add the cornstarch, but I don't know, I find it thickens it up nicely. I didn't add any grease to it, so the only grease is from the little bit of the fat that was on the steak. And there you go. Can't get much easier than that. Like I said, this maybe cooked about 1 hour and 40 minutes. That was including the 5 minutes per side to brown it. Then 1 hour and a half. Add a little bit of water, and about halfway through I tasted it, added a little bit of salt and pepper, and that was about it. Not too bad. Well, if you enjoyed my video, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks.